Hi, welcome to the computing workshop for Whitegate End. It's Mr. Faulkner, and we're going to be going through today looking at the aspects of computing from the national curriculum side of things, what we offer here at Whitegate End, what online safety really means. I'm going to talk a little bit about age restrictions, social media and its effects, and help and advice on what we can do. So hopefully the outcome of this will be that you've got somewhere that you can refer to as a parent, as a carer, and have a look at all the different agencies that are involved in keeping children safe in education and safe online, and also give you some helpful tips as well as what to do and how to be at home. I would just like to say at the start of this one, if there's any issues at all around anything that you come across in here, please feel free to speak to myself or speak to anyone at Whitegate End regarding that, and we'll have this on our social medias. I'm going to try and post underneath these videos as well some of the links that I've done in the final tab that we'll get to for helpful websites that will help you to navigate the world of online safety and online issues as best as possible. So we're going to work our way through. To start with the national curriculum, this is just what's been provided by the government, and the link there, the national curriculum computing key stage 1 and 2, the link will be at the end. That was devised in 2013 and it still holds the same today in 2023. And as we read through it, I'm only going to talk about overall computing, which is this particular slide. And then the next slide will be about Key Stage 2 and what we provide or that we need to provide as a school for to match the national curriculum. So the purpose of study, a high quality computing education equips pupils to use computational thinking. I'm going to stop there first of all. Lots of people will never have heard of that phrase. I myself had never heard of it until I came to Whitegate End and I was asked to take on the computing role in school, which I'd never done before. And since then, I've figured out that that's just a convoluted way of saying problem solving. So all they'll be doing is through computing, we are looking at problem solving. Can we create steps to success? Can we break things down into manageable steps using logical thinking? And they've got different terms like abstraction and algorithms and sequencing that we can problem solve. Okay, and if you're a great problem solver using computers, you'll be able to use that cross curricular into mathematics and science and other areas of their life, which is really, really important. But let's not get hung up on the wording of computational thinking. It just means problem solving. So to continue, and creative to understand and change the world. Okay, computing has deep links with mathematics, science, and design technology and provides insights into both natural and artificial systems. The core of computing is computer science, in which pupils are taught the principles of information and computation, so understanding, how digital systems work and how to put this knowledge to use through programming. Building on this knowledge and understanding, pupils are equipped to use information technology to create programs, to create systems, and a range of content they can create. Okay, computing also ensures that pupils become digitally literate, and that means they're able to use and express themselves and develop their ideas through information and communication technology. So, at a level suitable for future workplace and as active participants in a digital world. That digital world is constantly changing and upgrading, and we're getting used to it ourselves. There's always new ways to do things, new ways to pay, new ways to access information through apps or websites. So, it's just about being as modern as we possibly can with all the things that we provide in school. And the aims of the national curriculum for computing are to ensure that all the pupils can understand and apply the fundamental principles and the concepts of computer science, including what's called abstraction, logic, algorithms, and data representation. They can analyze problems in computational terms, so they can break it down and do logical thinking, and have repeated practical experience of writing computer programs in order to solve such problems. They can evaluate and apply information technology, including new or unfamiliar technologies, analytically to solve problems. And they're responsible, competent, confident, and creative users of information and communication technology, which we know they will be. Key stage 2, and this is what the national curriculum says we need to provide, and it's just bullet pointed there into 7 different areas. So people should be taught to design, write, and debug programs that accomplish specific goals, including controlling or simulating physical systems, solve problems by decomposing them into smaller parts, just breaking the problems down and organizing them, sequencing them really to be able to solve those problems. Use sequences, selection, and repetition in programs, work with variables and various forms of input and output. Use logical reasoning to explain how some simple algorithms work and to detect and correct errors in algorithms and programs. Understand computer networks, including the internet, how they can provide multiple services, such as the World Wide Web, and the opportunities they offer for communication and collaboration. We do standalone lessons based on the World Wide Web and how it works, and how different things like Google and areas like that to search the web, how they work as well. We do that as a standalone lesson in year 5 and again in year 6, just to rebuild on that knowledge. Use search technologies effectively. Appreciate how results are selected and ranked, and be discerning in evaluating digital content. Do we know if something's real or fake? Can we trust everything that we see online? Select and use and combine a variety of software, including internet services, on a range of digital devices to design and create a range of programs, systems, and content that accomplishes given goals, including collecting, analyzing, evaluating, presenting data and information. And use technology safely, respectfully, and responsibly. Recognize acceptable and unacceptable behavior. Identify a range of ways to report concerns about content and contact. So here at WiGetN, this is what we offer just as a brief overview. I've done it pictorially, so it's really simple and easy for us to all see. But we do offer other things on top of this as well. At WiGetN, we use the following apps, websites, and programs to provide a wide range of unfamiliar technologies and experiences. This helps our children to become responsible, competent, confident, and creative users of ICT, information communication technology. They leave WiGetN being digitally literate. So as you can see, as we go around, I've got all the icons on there. We've used things from j2e.com, which you can access. That is a free website that you can go on yourself, set yourselves up an account, and your children can access it. And on there, we use surveying, and we build charts and graphs. We look at data collection, and we do that as a series of 3 to 5 lessons, and normally taught in year 3 and 4. And then when we move on from J2E, we move on to Apple Number, which you can see just in the middle of the screen, a little green icon with some bar charts on it. And again, we're using that to collect data, access data. We're going to research data, and we create from that fields, graphs, charts based on that data, and then we can interpret the data in different ways. As you look at the top of the screen, we've got Interland, and next to it, we've got Band Runner from the Think You Know website. Both of those are interactive games that use the gaming process to ask questions of the children based on internet safety, keeping themselves safe, keeping their information safe, so that they can use these games as an interactive way to enjoy finding out about how to stay safe online. iMovie, we've got at the top, we use that as a different way to express ourselves. So we're using that to be creative. We also use website designs through the Safari app, and also through our Adobe Creative Cloud Express down on the bottom left. We've got the Bebot app that is free to use. You can do a pay-for version as parents if you wanted to, and that's on the far left of the screen. On the far right of the screen, it says Alex, and that's a robot game as well. We use the free version, and it only goes up to a certain amount of levels, but you can also purchase that, and the children absolutely love playing on Alex and on the Bebot one, to use digital thinking, computational thinking, to problem solve basically, and to go from one level to the next level. We use Google Slides, which you can see on the left, which is an online device where it auto saves. So we're showing different ways to use information across different platforms. We use Scratch Junior for a lot of our coding work, being able to sequence and problem solve massively on there. We've got an issue. We want one of our characters to move from left to right, or we want them to interact, or we want them to pause before they say something. We need to use the right coding in the right sequence to create an algorithm that works for us. Okay, that's fantastic, that one. The children absolutely love the online use of CodeSpark Academy. So we use that for all year groups so they can access those. You, again, as parents, you can do that. It's free to use. You can set up an account, and the children absolutely love using that one. As you can see on the bottom right, we've got Google, Yahoo, Bing, and above that, Ecosia. That's where we discuss the use of search engines on the internet and how they're used. Now, Ecosia is the one that I try and promote in school. Every time you search, they will, I think it's every 10 searches, they plant a tree. So it's one of those really good ones that we're looking at cross curricular. It helps for the children to understand that there's another way to search other than just Google. And by doing that, they can actually provide something for the world on a larger scale. So planting trees is really helpful. And the ads that come up on Google are paid for ads, sorry, and the ones on Ecosia might also be paid for, but a lot of them are charity-based adverts as well. So they're helping to raise money and awareness for other charities. So that's a really interesting one. But I'll allow you to have a look at these things. Gmu top left, that's we use that just as building robots. So we use an online app on the iPads to help actually build a real live robot in real life in the classroom. And then at the end of it, hopefully they can link it via Bluetooth and control their robot, make it do dances or moving. They absolutely love that when they work in teams, and we do that in year 5. And the last one I want to talk about really are our other ones as well, all about Explorer's icon just in the middle at the bottom of your screen. That one is an online website where we teach children that not everything that you find online is true or real, even if it looks that way. So on there is a designed, safe website with information that is designed to be incorrect. And we use it so that children can start to identify and critically think about what they're seeing online. And do they just accept everything that they see at face value, or do they need to actually think about, is that true? Is that real? Can I double check that information? So moving on, we've got online safety as our next area. And the responsibility I've put is for all. Okay, so we put safety paramount at Whitegate End. The two that go head and head are safety and education. If we can do that by having fun, perfect. And if we can do that by having an amazing curriculum, absolutely fantastic. But it's safety and the education are really paramount at Whitegate End. So remaining safe at all time, not just in school, is vital. And we teach online safety consistently throughout the year. In the autumn term, we begin the year with a focus on online safety and the 4 major areas to keep safe. You want to keep yourself safe, you want to keep your information safe, you need to keep the equipment that we use safe, and you need to keep your mental health safe as well. So we talk about those 4 key areas consistently throughout the year, and we begin with certain lessons aimed at that in the autumn term. We teach standalone lessons periodically throughout the year to refresh knowledge, and a group of linked lessons to really dive into online safety, exploring the things to do and not to do, who to contact, and whether to trust certain online features such as pop-ups, adverts, apps, and websites. The connected curriculum also provides provision for lessons focused on online safety, which provides not only information, but also an area where we share experiences and we can discuss them. We talk about problems that have come on and we think about different ways to solve them. And we use role play through videos online, through certain ones on YouTube, that helps to show that not being a thoughtful online user can actually cause some really difficult situations. So we look at role play that have been devised and videos that have already gone online to show that actually if you make the wrong choices and then we don't correct them or speak to an adult to help them with them or seek information, it can lead to a very difficult situation. The children are constantly informed about their personal responsibility to stay safe, but also the collective responsibility to keep each other safe and not to ignore online issues. And I've put this including encrypted messaging areas such as WhatsApp. So they've got a responsibility. If they see something on WhatsApp or they hear something online on WhatsApp, they need to report that. They need to stand up to that. They need to challenge that. And we talk to the children a lot about that. The responsibility of staying safe online falls to us all as a community. It's the child, they need to keep themselves safe. We as a school need to have a responsibility to try and keep them safe. And you guys as the parents and the carers want to keep your children safe also. And if something is viewed, shared or downloaded on a device, it is the responsibility of the device user and the device owner. For adults, this tends to be the same person. However, for children under the age of 18, the owner will be the responsible adult who purchased the device or has the account on the device, which means if the child is sharing, downloading, or viewing inappropriate material on a device bought and registered to an adult, then both are responsible. And we recently had a school visit from members of the prison service, the police service, fire service, and the local community PCSOs, where online safety were discussed. And the argument of, well, I didn't know, isn't a defense. At school, we allow access to lots of apps and websites. However, we use restricted access firewalls that allow us to try and control and to block what is viewable. Now, the ever-changing online world means that we are always updating our privacy settings and learning what is acceptable and appropriate. And we endeavor to always know what our children are viewing and being exposed to. And we control the time using devices. At home, it is highly recommended that as responsible adults, you also are aware of exactly what online apps and websites are being visited, that the privacy settings are set as high as possible, and that the user time, so your children's time on the devices, is controlled and it is appropriate. And I've done 2 links here because many sleep experts recommend stopping using all electronic devices 60 minutes before bedtime. And that's really important to help our children to grow, have healthy bodies, healthy minds, to get enough sleep and be ready for the next day. It also helps them to stop feelings of anxiety, worry, and communication needs to be dropped a long time before bedtime. So 60 minutes is the minimum, but as soon as you can stop that before they go to bed, the better, really. That's really helpful, really important. Phishing scams, online safety again. There are lots of ways that criminals may wish to harm people online. So phishing is a cyber crime in which it targets the targets are contacted by email, telephone, or text message by someone posing as a legitimate institution to lure individuals into providing sensitive data, such as personal information that identifies them, banking, credit card details, and some passwords as well. And the information is then used to access important accounts and can result in identity theft and financial loss. Common features of a phishing scam that we need to be aware of are: it's too good to be true. If there's lucrative offers, eye-catching offers, attention-grabbing statements, it's probably too good to be true. So avoid those, or have a sense that this is not quite what we should be clicking on. A sense of urgency. If someone contacts you via telephone, text message, email saying that you need to do something fast, there is a limited time offer, super deals will be gone if you don't do this now, you need to act, someone's accessed your bank details and you need to quickly click this link, follow it, and update your bank details. Please don't do that. A bank will never have a sense of urgency. They will just put a stop on all your account details and will contact you in the appropriate ways. And if you're unsure, you can go into branch or you can find the website yourself. Please do not click on links. Do not get lured into a sense of urgency. Now, the hyperlinks that sometimes are sent, they may look legitimate, but often will be redirecting you to fake sites designed to extract your details. If you hover over a hyperlink, it will tell you which website you're going to, but they are very well worded and sometimes just have a spelling mistake in there. So it looks legitimate, but maybe just one spelling mistake or 2 dots in there instead of just 1 dot where it's needed. And they're designed so that you will go onto their website and they'll automatically send you a virus, or they will ask you then, and it looks legitimate, they've used all the right icons to try and get your details. Please be careful and inform your children on that, especially if they're using pay for sites like eBay, Amazon, and they're clicking on things or they're buying things through FIFA online games. They need to be managed really carefully, and you need to explain to children about hyperlinks and pop-ups as well. Attachments. If there's an attachment to an email from an unknown sender, they could include viruses, so please don't ever open those. And unusual senders. If anything seems out of the ordinary, suspicious, unexpected, or out of character at all, please don't open it. It might be an email from someone that you know, but it seems strange or unusual. They may have had their account hacked, and it might be sending emails out from what looks like their account to try and hook you in as well. So please, if you're unsure, just stop and don't open it. If it's really important, someone will obviously contact you a different way. So don't worry about that. Always keep your personal information private and secret. Passwords should never be shared. Be careful how much personal information you post online. This is really important on social media, to do with images or the information or description that you write down under those images. If you're telling somebody, this is a picture of me in our holiday home that we go to every year at this time of the year for 2 weeks, and this is the address, they will know that you're not in your property for those 2 weeks of the year, or they might know that you're not on your holiday home for the other times in the year, the other 50 weeks of the year. So it's important that what you put down doesn't let anybody else see, especially criminals, where you're going to be, what property you use, descriptions of words or areas that you come from. Just be very, very, very mindful of who is on your social media and who you're sharing it to. Make sure that all of your privacy settings are as high as possible, and regularly go through and update your social media accounts. Age restrictions. This is a really important one. And I got all this data. It says in the notes box over there on the right hand side of the screen, you can see all the age restrictions were correct as of the 6th of the 3rd, 2023, from the NSPCC website. Now, their website has lots of help for parents and tackles lots of issues. And these are the main ones that they tackle. And they're on, when you go on their website, you can click on these little links and you can go to each section one at a time and read them through. But they relate to talking to your child about online safety. So that's a really, really useful one. The language in there that it asks you to use and the way that you can confront and speak to your children in a really positive, open, frank manner really helps nip things in the bud. And if there is an issue online, it really helps you to be able to deep dive into that and tackle it head on without it being a massive issue. So we can stop it before it escalates. Online well-being, parental controls, what you can do to put in place, an online safety newsletter that you could sign up to, and a reporting online safety concerns, what to do, where to go, and who to seek help from. Now, the age restrictions are there as a way to keep young and vulnerable people safe. And here are some of the most popular social media websites and apps that are used globally. As we can see, all of them use 13 plus if you want to have an account with them, from Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, Twitter, and Wink. And when we look at some of the across the other side, the Telegram one is a communication website or app, sorry, that's for 16 plus. That's the only one that's slightly different. Here at Whitegate End, our children leave us aged 11. So nobody should be having their own accounts on any of these. I'm putting across as much as I possibly can the understanding that I understand children are going to use different apps, and I understand that as parents, it's really difficult sometimes to say no to somebody on a certain thing. So if you've got a TikTok account yourself as an adult and you want to allow your child to use it, please don't let them have their own account. Please use it together, maybe in the same room. Maybe when we get home, you've got an hour of TikTok where you can sit together and you're in the same room with your child, knowing what they're accessing, if you want to do that. My advice would be, let's leave social media until they are 13 plus. Follow the guidance that's recommended by the NSPCC and by the websites themselves. If you go onto Instagram or Facebook or Snapchat, they will tell you you have to be a certain age to use their app. It is for the well-being of your children that we do this. The age restrictions for WhatsApp is 16 plus. For YouTube, it's 16 plus to have an account. It's 13 plus to use the service, but it's highly recommended using YouTube Kids for all children under the age of 13. And it's a really, really easy way to access and control what information is being shown to your children. WhatsApp is a great way of staying in contact with each other. However, being in groups and chats can cause issues. The use of WhatsApp is not recommended by Whitegate End or by WhatsApp themselves for minors, so children under the age that they've set, which is 16. As a parent, we understand that your children may wish to use the latest technology and the latest social media to interact with each other. However, if they're using such social media forms as WhatsApp, for an example, please make sure that you have an open, clear, honest dialogue with your children and make sure they are not in groups or chats or accessing media that is inappropriate. It is everyone's responsibility. So ask your children, please be open with them, be honest with them, and keep those channels of discussion open so you're aware what is being accessed. Looking at YouTube Kids and help for parents here, here's a hyperlink to YouTube Kids, and I'll put all the links underneath this video when we send it out. And when you first click onto YouTube Kids, it will ask you to set up an account. It's really quick, it's really easy, it's really simple, and it plays helpful, clear videos that explain exactly how you can help to control what your child can access. And these controls can be altered as your child grows. So as your child gets older, you can change the settings for them so the content develops appropriately with your child's development. And that's the bottom right slide. So the first one says getting parents set up, then it's a welcome message. Hi to the parents. You just put in your date of birth so it knows how old you are. Has a quick video for you to look at. It says signing in with a parent's account. You can set all the parameters that you want. And then that final one, the bottom right screen, it says, is your child a preschooler? Are they younger, age 5 to 8? Are they slightly older, 9 to 12? We highly recommend this. It's really easy to set up and it gives you that peace of mind that everything that's going to be on there, the content has been verified and is age appropriate. Social media and its effects. What is social media and what effects can it have? Well, massive risk with social media, oversharing, sharing your location, whether it's a live location or regular routine visits to somewhere, talking to strangers, sending, receiving, forwarding inappropriate content, unrealistic sense of body image, or an unrealistic sense of reality, obsession of likes, and obsession of comments, and putting real high esteem on those things. Why do children use social media? Well, they stay in contact with friends and family. It is a fantastic way to do that. They're learning lots of things. The content creation that's across all these platforms are absolutely fantastic and can be used, if used in the correct way, can be used to further our education, our understanding of things. But it's very, very, sorry, it's not very, it comes with a high level of risk. Okay. Is social media the problem? Well, as with all new technologies, there are positives, but there are also negatives associated. If used sensibly, carefully, and thoughtfully, social media sites, apps are able to connect people, to connect cultures, societies around the world. And I think it's a great way to use technology to help the world. However, this comes with a risk. We may not always be able to control what is said online, what is shared online, what is posted by others online, comments and such like. The use of social media needs to be controlled and it needs to be monitored. And having a daily conversation with your children and having open, honest, frank discussions that will help to normalize social media, its content and the way that we use it will be normalized. It will reduce the taboo nature of certain things. If something is seen online, they might not want to talk to you about it, but it really would help if we're open and honest. That will help to stop any issues from growing and to help to improve children's understanding of what's right and wrong, what's acceptable and not, and to teach them how to navigate and communicate in the digital world. And that's only going to get more so as we grow older and the digital world becomes more impactful on our lives. Help and advice. Where can I find help and advice? Well, there are lots of places to go for help and advice. You can search yourselves online. In school, we teach the children that they don't need to worry. They just need to stop and they need to tell a trusted adult who will endeavor to help them in whatever situation they find themselves in. So if they find themselves, something's popped up, they're unsure of something, there's a comment, they've clicked something they shouldn't have done, they've seen something they shouldn't have done, they just stop. They don't try and get rid of it. They just stop, they tell a trusted adult, and then we will try and deal with that. If your child or you are concerned about something happening online, then please don't hesitate to get in touch with school. We're here to help. But if you can't contact us for any reason, or you wish not to contact us for privacy reasons, which we totally respect, then there are lots of outside agencies that you can go to that offer help and advice. Now, the Child Exploitation and Online Protection Service, that sounds really scary, the CEOP one. It's so easy to use, and they would rather you go to them with a perceived problem that isn't one really that they can solve really quickly than to ignore the problem and for it to fester and grow. As soon as you go on there, you're not going to get in trouble. They're just going to talk you through exactly what your issue is, and they will send somebody out to either see if they need to, if it's an emergency, they will send you the right links, or they will give you help and advice of what to do and where to find it. Okay, so the link for them is always, sorry, not always, is often found on lots and lots of social media pages and lots of website pages. It's the little red eye icon that's on there. It says click CEOP, and that will take you straight to a web page where you can access information straight away and make a report if you need to. Okay, it allows speedy access and easy access for you or for your child if they feel unsure, uncomfortable, or worried about something that's online. The police, I've done the Greater Manchester Police Department link there. Call 999, please. If it's an emergency, call them. They, again, you're not going to get in trouble by contacting the police. They would rather it be nipped in the bud before it becomes a bigger issue. If it's a non-emergency, nobody's life is at stake immediately, you can call 101. Great advice there. They are happy to help, happy to hear from you. And if there's hearing or speech impaired people, please dial that number there. It's for you. It's a text phone service. Childline, another great website, has lots of information on there. It's got the web link and it's got the phone link, and the National Crime Agency, again, the web link and the phone link. National Crime Agency are linked to the Child Exploitation Online Protection Agency, so they would work together. And if there is anything that needs escalating, they will speak to the police for you on your behalf. Please don't be frightened of contacting anybody. If you're just not sure, please get in touch with school and we will help with anything that needs to be done. Okay, and coming towards the end of this now, we've got the 4 areas to always keep safe. This is something that we go through time and time again with all the children at Whitegate End, and they all overlap, and we can't really do one without doing the other, but it's about being aware of all 4 aspects. We want to keep yourself safe. So if we start there and I'll go clockwise round, you never agree to meet up with somebody that you've met online. So that's really, really important to keep yourself safe. Don't tell somebody online where you live, where you go to school, the local teams that you might play for, or some place that you regularly visit. For example, every weekend we go swimming at a certain place. Please don't do that, or ask your children to never do that. Dangerous situations can be avoided if we stop and we think about who we're sharing our information with and what's the purpose of it. We want to keep our equipment safe, and that comes twofold. We've got the hardware, the actual product, and we've got the software, all the systems that we use on the device. If we think about the hardware, first of all, we need to treat it with respect. We need to handle it gently, and we need to handle it with care. Look after the iPads, could be phones, could be tablets, laptops, smart TVs, games consoles, and controllers at home. Anything like that, we need to look after it. And the other bit with the software, we need to always think about what you're clicking on. If you're unsure, stop and ask for advice. Viruses will damage and corrupt your software and can even be malicious and can steal your personal information. So we need to be very, very, very observant. Okay. Information, we need to keep that safe. Never tell anyone your personal information or too much about yourself, even in social media posts. So you might not be talking to someone direct, you might just post something. Please make sure you don't overpost and overshare, as these can be easily accessed. Bank details, credit cards, mortgages, your address, sports teams you play for, your school, your town, your name, your age, date of birth, etc. There's so many different things that we think might be okay, but actually it builds up a picture if you're putting different things on your social media accounts, and the children, if they've got access to those as well. If you're gaming online or your children are gaming online, please use a unique gamer name which won't easily identify you as the individual. Use a gamer name or a gamer tag, sometimes it's called. Finally, mental health. We need to be aware of how our online lives can affect our mental health and our well-being. Not all of the following are helpful for a healthy, happy life. Social media, it's not always helpful. Influencers, we might want to follow somebody, it's not always the right way to be. Certain trends that come around, inappropriate language being used in music or videos or online discussion boards. Are things age appropriate? Is it going to help or hinder your mental health or your mental state? Is it going to make you feel worried or anxious? If it's not age appropriate, it could be scary. Online gaming, who are they talking to? Who are they playing with? The PEGI rating system is there as a guide for you. If it's PEGI 18, you should be an adult accessing it. It shouldn't be something that a minor is being able to use. Smart interactive televisions. Through your television system, we can go online, we can download things. It's really important we know what's happening on our television screens. And the final bit about late nights affecting our sleep, that is both for our mental health and our physical health. And we use online technologies a lot when we're going to sleep. We need to make sure we're having that 60-minute break away from our technology. Maybe we keep our phones somewhere different. If it's that you have an alarm on your phone, alarm clocks or alarm watches, really quite accessible, not too expensive. Get an alarm clock for your children in their bedroom so they're not having an excuse to stay on their phones late, or that they're accessing their phones the first thing in the morning. It's just really, really aimed at keeping ourselves emotionally, mentally, and physically, with the sleep that we need, safe and healthy young people. And finally here, I've put some helpful links. I will copy these underneath the video. They're all there from NSPCC, National Curriculum, that you can access, using a study that was done by the Australian government is the second one down. Fraser Mustard Centre, they worked with them. It's an infographic all about sleep and how it's really important to get enough. How electronic devices affect our sleep as well, from a sleep foundation that I found. That was really, really important information that I read through. It was fantastic. Keeping Children Safe Online, NSPCC website. The social media use, again, from the NSPCC website. We've got the CEOP website, Child Exploitation Online Protection, Childline, the Manchester Police Service, the National Crime Agency, and also phishing.org. It tells you a bit more about phishing and links and how things are used by criminals and to try and exploit information from yourselves. I hope this has not been too overwhelming. I hope this has really helped. I hope this is a video that you can come back and access time and time again. If you've got a particular need or a particular issue that you'd like to re-look at, re-examine, the links are there as a help. School, we are here to help. We're not here to judge. It's really, really difficult to know what's right, what's wrong, what's appropriate, what's inappropriate online, and we understand that. Mistakes happen. We understand that as well. Please make sure you have an open, clear, honest dialogue with your children, making sure that you're aware of what they're accessing, make it a safe space, a safe place for them to play and learn and to interact. They're only going to do more of it as they get older, and it's just something that I hope this has been a help to everybody, parents out there, to keep yourselves informed and your children safe. And I hope that really did help. Thank you so much for accessing the video. Please don't hesitate to contact myself or Whitegate and any member of staff if you need any more information. Thank you.